Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Well, sorry to say, but I'm right again, 3 years in a row, as the world rotates now out of greed and completely pointless, unnecessary trades and investments and calculations based upon what? Nothing whatsoever. A few influencers with power around the world to tell you you're missing out. Are they to blame, or are we to blame for just being greedy and basically stupid and prepared to listen to whatever anyone says and gets us all excited? Well, while the world was doing that, I was slowly plodding away saying, no, I am buying value. And I put all my money in it, all my margin in it, and all my borrowed money in it. $1 million now in Coca-Cola. And I was right. Today, the world is waking up. It's rotating out of tech because it's all overbought. It's all a lot of nonsense. There isn't a market boom in the stock market. It's all a lie. There is no deal in Iran. There is no inflation falling. There is no boom and everything's wonderful like everybody tells you. The reality is 1 + 1 = 2. It always has done and always will do. If you do the work, if you have the patience, if you have the discipline, you'll win. Today, I'm up $14,000. It could be a $100,000 and take me over $1 million. I've done all this from $5,000 just by doing the right thing. Staying in, staying focused, and doing the right thing. It's not hard. In fact, it's easy. As I say again, 1 + 1 = 2, no matter what someone says to you. Get ready for an explosive day on the stock market. As everybody panics and dumps SpaceX, dumps their tech, where do they go? Into the arms of Martyn Lucas. You're very welcome to buy my Coca-Cola. But guess what? I'm not selling it to you. So you're going to have to pay a whole lot more for it because the market will crash and that's where you're going to want to go. Yes, Coca-Cola will also crash, but we've just had some more breaking news on Coca-Cola and more breaking news in defensive. I'll cover all that on the live show coming up right now. Tap the like button if you like this content, tap the down like button if you don't. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. I'm here to help people, not to sell videos. No sponsorship, no one to tell me what to do, and no one influences me either. I go on my own, always, and I'm doing the right thing. And if you follow, you follow. You don't, you don't. We're here to help. That's all we want to do, is be useful to people, not just pointless noise that is self-serving. That's it from me. It's now time to get into the show. Are you ready? If you're watching now, you know what comes up. Tap the like button, share, get the kettle on, because later on this afternoon, we're watching the England game live on my Insta Lucas Aids on Discord. Sorry, I beg your pardon, on Instagram. We'll be watching that. So join me there later. But for now, it's now time to put the kettle on and get ready. If you're watching later, of course, you can always skip through this part and get straight into the meat and bones. All right, it's time for the big show. Are you ready to make some money, or are you going to lose it all today? It really is that easy. It's easy to make money. The hard part is to keep it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Well, it's happening. Everything I said would happen is happening. Now, is it because I know more than most people? Am I smarter than most people? Do I just have intuition? No, not at all. In fact, I know less than most people. If I'm honest with you, I'm just more honest with you. I just simply look at the numbers, and I am very analytical at looking at numbers. I study numbers 12 hours a day. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and look at numbers. I'm supporting people on Discord and my YouTube Electrum members at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't stop. I'm just addicted to winning, making money, and counting. I like numbers, and I really enjoy the stock market and being part of it. And 1 + 1 = 2, except we've all forgotten that. We've all become lazy, greedy, selfish, and everybody is trying to get rich in 5 minutes. Warren Buffett once said, the reason why most people don't do what he does is because it's not what they want to hear. They want to get rich quickly. They don't want to get rich over time. So those that want to get rich quickly just don't. They often lose their money. Those that want to get rich over time start doing the work, building the foundations, and it always pays off. I started with $5,000. I'm approaching $1 million now, and it's not even difficult to do because most people will give you their money for free. Literally, they will give you their money for free. Why is Coca-Cola, why is my portfolio going up now? Because stupid people are giving me their money for free. Why? Because they went in and they bought crazy into SpaceX, or they didn't sell when they had the opportunity. I told you I had ordered 600 shares of SpaceX. I was only given 1. It was a disaster, an absolute disaster, because I would now be $1.2 million a millionaire. I would have actually made money out of it rather than losing it, as nearly everybody did. A handful of people once again took all the money. I told you on the day I would put in a bid for 600 shares, $80,000. I told you it would go to 220. It did. It went to 229. I told you when it did that, I would have sold half of my position and then bought back Coca-Cola because everybody was dumping Coca-Cola at the time to buy SpaceX, thousands of times over value. Absolutely crazy because we told you the real value was $50 to $60. Nobody listened, up it went, and then as it went up, Elon Musk decided to dilute and raise capital. So you all basically donated your 401k to Elon Musk. So congratulations, everybody. Elon Musk is a trillionaire. Where's the money come from? It's come from you. Chances are you're never going to get your money back if you pay $229. It's worth $50. And hours before it crashed, every major influencer in the world who you still watch in your millions told you it was the greatest meme stock in the world to buy. It was going to $1,000. Who said it? Graham Stepan, Andre Cech, and Ross Gerber, Ron Barron, Meet Kevin, and many, many more, all over social media. They all had it when it was pennies. They were all first investors. So for them, all they were doing was getting you to pump it up so they could make money. Of course, then everyone exited it, and it went down and down and down. Of course, then it bled through into everything else. The NASDAQ hasn't even started bleeding yet. Wait until SpaceX lands on the NASDAQ in about 10 days' time. Can you imagine what happens then? Anyway, we'll see all the rest of it. In fact, less than 10 days. I think it was 2 weeks from IPO day. So right now, what we've got is a full rotation. People are taking money out of tech. They're all losing money. They're scrambling around and they're buying Coca-Cola. They're buying staples. The best staple, the best defensive play is, without doubt, Coca-Cola. I've done my research. We've got some new news this morning about some new hydration benefits as well of a new line doing very, very well across the world right now. Plus many more things, including the deal next year in India, the new IPO. There's much, much more to come from Coca-Cola. So I understood all this and I decided it was time to go all in. And I did. I've already made $100,000, I think, this year from Coca-Cola, but I thought I'll do it again when everybody is running to buy tech, SpaceX, to donate their 401k to Elon Musk. No idea why anyone would do that, but they did. So while they were doing that, I was quietly accumulating more Coca-Cola. Now we're going to be making some money, some serious money. My portfolio could be over $1 million today live on the show. We're already up nearly $14,000. Now, guess what? I'm not selling. If you want my defensive position to protect your portfolio, you're going to have to stump up some cash. I'm not selling. I'm not giving it to you because I understand where the market is going. A crash is coming. A full unwind of the carry trade is coming. Inflation is going back up. Interest rates are holding with a good chance of a rate hike in December. The market is not booming or busting. Sorry, I rephrased that. The market is not booming. You were told that the market is absolutely booming, and it is not. Let me break down the facts for you, the actual facts. So if we look here this morning, if we go into the S&P 500. Now, if we believe the politicians, the president, anybody else basically who has a self-interest because they trade all this stuff on all this news, they say that the stock market is booming this year and everyone is loving it and it's the best place to be to put your money right now. Well, let's look at it. Year to date, the S&P 500 is up 7%. Is that good? No, it's now below average. It's not a boom year, it's below average. This could drop 40% from here. Just bear that in mind if we get a full unwind, which is, I would say, about 80% likely. But anyway, there we go, 7%. Is it a boom year? Not even close. It's now below average. Well, if you did it properly, if you actually did 1 + 1 = 2 and didn't listen to self-interest, sponsors, promoters, politicians, and all the rest of it, and on this channel, we have no sponsors, no self-interest. I just dedicate my life to bringing you the best, most honest, real information in the world and consistently deliver. Always, and give you all of my services for basically free. If you think a couple of dollars is a fee for my services like Discord and membership, stuff like that, then I'm sorry, you can't count 1 + 1. I'm giving it away. My time is worth between $700 and $800 an hour, and I give you all of this for free just to cover the taxes and the commissions to the services. So let's scroll down and look at my position. So year to date, on this account, I'm up 24%, 23.74. So what's that? 7, 14, 21, 3x. We're coming on 3.5 to 4x now on the market. And guess what? No options, no shorts, no guessing, no gambling. Just adding up properly and buying real value. There it is. All right. That's that account. We've got the same thing on the stocks and the ETFs main portfolio. Slightly different calculation. That's showing 13%, slightly different, but either way, that's 2x the market. Whichever way you look at it, 1 + 1 = 2, and you win with this calculation. Anyway, so what is going on today? What are we going to do? Well, I'm not going to tell you live on the show where I'm going to sell my position. That is reserved for Discordians and my Electra members. Why? Because we always win. We're not here to give it away. We're not here to be front run. We're not here to be short. We're not here to make great predictions so we can get clicks on YouTube so people want to sponsor us. We're not interested. We're interested in delivering and winning for our families at home to take care of them. My Discordians, there's 802 real investors. We've got several whales and some small investors that invest just a couple of bucks. Those people are not interested in me sitting here making money with sponsors, lying, making up nonsense that politicians will do day in and day out. Big YouTubers just telling you whatever you want to hear so they get rich. But it's not what you need to hear. They just want to win. So we're not sharing our trades unless I happen to trade live on the show, and that does happen all the time. But if there's no trading live on the show, they will know later on this morning in the stage event, which is at 10 a.m. Central, which is in 2 hours and 10 minutes from now. They will know where we're going to trade and what comes next. I've got lots of information. I talk directly to the banks. I talk directly to Ripple, I talk directly to CEOs, hedge fund managers, and I know exactly where the market is going next. If I didn't, why would I put all my money on it? And I have all my money and some. So let's get ready for a great day. We've got lots of news to cover. At 3 p.m. this afternoon, Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. You might like to join me for the England game. England plays Ghana. It's one of my personal services on my Instagram service. I'll give you the link for it now. If you go to Instagram right now and click on the story, you can then join our group today. It is subscribers only. We don't want idiots and buffoons and trolls coming in. So I put a paywall up of 99 cents, and that's all it takes to keep out the idiots. So if you want to join us on Instagram today for our behind the scenes personal show, that's when I'm sitting in my living room watching the football. We have predictions, we have prices, we have who's going to win, and we have conversation. You might want to join me. It's 99 cents. Then you go behind the scenes for my tea on Thursday, my whiskey Wednesdays. I never give you my stocks. So if you're joining Instagram to get my trades, what I'm buying, no, that's not what it is. I share all the trading, all the stock information, but I don't share my trades. That's exclusive for YouTube members
Jones
and Discordians.
Has become a member. Potato's a pro member in case we didn't know. Potato emoji, smiley face emoji.
I love it. Welcome, Nick Jones, in case we didn't forget, in case we didn't remember. Right, so let's get straight into it. What a morning this is going to be. So let's get ready. Let's go to live Q&A first of all. We've been up throughout the night. I told you last night at a precise time. In fact, I'm just going to... no, I won't record that. So at yesterday live on the show, as you know, I speak to institutions, banks all the time. And I told you yesterday in my closing bell, I don't have confirmation, but it looks very likely that at 2 o'clock this morning, you would see one of my famous rotation trades. You would see one of my famous positions where banks, institutions dump crypto, dump risk on, and go into defensive ETFs. I didn't give you that actual information to say that was going to happen. I said, with a little cheeky grin and a smile, it's likely to happen. I had a nod, but I didn't have confirmation. So I didn't tell you it was going to happen. I said it's very likely to happen. If you could remember me saying that, because there's lots of people in here who might disbelieve all of this and think it's impossible to beat the market 3 years in a row and to outperform 3 or 4x consistently without doing options, without doing shorts, without doing crypto. Most people would say that's ridiculous, it's impossible. That makes you the greatest trader in the world. Well, it is in fact true. That's what I've achieved. So if you remember yesterday, for the benefit of anyone watching who might be wishing to troll the channel or discredit the channel, if you saw me yesterday live on the Closing Bell show, say to you, it's likely tonight at 2 a.m. in the morning to see the rotation trade, say yes in the chat. If you honestly don't remember or didn't hear me say that or basically think I'm a liar, then say so. I want the world to see. I want you to judge me and fact check me. I said it yesterday in the Closing Bell. It was very likely to happen, and it did at 2 o'clock this morning.
1 year, whoop whoop.
1 year. Slim has got his 1 year badge. Congratulations, Slim. Many of you have got free super chats for your milestones. Always use them and celebrate. There we go. You can see in the chat now, people are telling you, yes, you did I did say that. Well, it did happen. It happened at 2 and 3 o'clock this morning. Institutions and banks did exactly what I knew they would do. They sold their positions out of tech, out of crypto, and moved heavily into defensive ETFs. And Coca-Cola features heavily in those ETFs. That actually happened last night. And as you can see, people in the chat are actually confirming that is exactly what I indeed said. All right, so let's go for the markets right now. So let's have a quick look and start from the beginning, and let's do some Q&A. So Ethereum, let's talk Ethereum. Let's make some quick shorts here. So let's go through the markets right now and look at what assets are up and what assets are down and where we need to be. Last night, the rotation trade happened exactly as we said. I told you at 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, it was very likely to happen. I didn't have the full confirmation as I normally do. Here we go.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did say that. Absolutely. At 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, I told you banks, institutions would rotate out of tech, out of high risk, out of SpaceX, out of crypto, and into defensive plays, very much Coca-Cola. So Ethereum is down, Bitcoin is down, XRP is down. I hold simply marker positions. I wouldn't put any money in this at all. I've got $10 of Ethereum, $10 of Bitcoin, and $10 of XRP. When institutions are telling me they are dumping and banks are telling me they're dumping, what business do I have of buying it? None. Because it's not about profit for them, it's about control. They control it, you don't, you're losing all your money because every time it pops. Actually, someone messaged me last night and said, Martin, I was just about to sell my Coca-Cola. It was a message on X last night. I was just about to sell my Coca-Cola because I saw a pump on crypto. What pump? It was up like 2%. People think a 2% on crypto all of a sudden is a pump. It's not a pump. And the reality is the market is going to crash and pull back. Oh, we got another new member. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, no one. That's a good name to be, no one. Anyway, so I'm not buying any crypto at all at the moment. I can see XRP going down 80% and Bitcoin going down 50%. And when the banks are showing me that information, when institutions are showing me that information, when the CFO of Ripple is telling me that information, I speak directly with them. Why on earth would I be buying it? And I share it all live with you on the show. So no, I'm not buying Ethereum. I'm not buying Bitcoin. I'm not buying XRP. It doesn't do anything. It's not going to help you in the carry trade. It's not going to help you as a hedge against inflation. Absolutely not. It's all a load of bloody nonsense. I do like crypto at the right price, but not here. People think it's cheap because it was once 120,000 for a Bitcoin. No, it's not cheap. It's never cheap. There's no such thing as cheap because it doesn't actually earn any money. And Bitcoin never will earn you any money. So there's my crypto analysis for this morning. The S&P 500, well, we can start buying it again now, start nibbling. I'm not going to on the show yet because for that, I've got to sell my Coca-Cola. All money is going out of SpaceX, it's going out of the NASDAQ, it's going out of tech, it's going into defensive positions. I am not selling you my Coca-Cola. I've now got nearly $1 million in Coca-Cola and you can't have it because that's where everyone is going to go. They're just starting right now. I'm not selling it because we're just at the beginning of a major pullback. This might not come today. I don't actually expect it until September, October. There'll be ripples between now and then. But eventually, maybe not that long, I will start to sell my Coca-Cola, but that'll all be done on Discord and YouTube Electrum exclusively, nowhere else. Not Insta Lucasades for the football and the personal side of me, just in Discord and YouTube Electrum. But Coca-Cola is rallying right now, and you look at that and you say, Martin, but you're down on Coca-Cola, 0.72. How come? Well, you're focusing on the averages. People always focus on the average and think you're only making money if your average is up. I'm not interested in averages. I've made about 100 grand this year from Coca-Cola by always buying the bottom and selling. Never selling the top. I don't try to, but I always buy the bottom. So I made money. I've been in and out of Coca-Cola half a dozen times and received the dividend every single time. I re-entered the S&P shortly after taking profits, and I started to buy deeper and deeper on the way down. So my overall average is up. So you'll look at that. If you follow the bro channels or the crypto channels, you know, the guys with the baseball caps and the big headphones because they don't know how to monitor their audio, they will tell you lower dollar cost average, buy the dip, going to the moon. All rubbish, all nonsense. None of these things you learn at financial school. None of it. But of course, they've not been to financial school. They just make it up on YouTube. If you actually look closely, and very few retail investors do this, if you go into Coca-Cola and you click trade and you go sell and you go tax lots, very few people will do this because it sounds like tax and it sounds boring. What do you see? You see all of my green lots. Now, this is important. Now, if you don't have lots in Europe and the UK, you might not have it. But it exists. It's there on your portfolio. Do you think the brokerage didn't know when you bought each individual item? Of course they do. They know exactly when you're buying, and you can find it out by emailing them and speaking to them if you wish to do so. Let's just hear from a star guest this morning. Hong Kong, I believe this is.
At NO1 Lee 1 PJ tipped 158 Hong Kong dollars through Super Chat. Hey Martin. I'm back after a while been away. Can you do a stock review of SPRO, especially after the FDA approval? Would be interested to know if SPRO can be a defensive.
Okay, I'm not actually taking any requests at the moment. I will take note of that in a moment, but it will go to the bottom of the list. I've said repeatedly I'm not taking stock requests at the moment. I've got a few to do, but I will put it on the list, keep you updated, and you will see it appear on the show in all due course. Thank you very much for that super chat, but please, no one, I am not doing stock requests at the moment. We have a list and we've got to honor those before we move on to new ones. But for you, no one, I will write it down. It will just go to the bottom of the list. It will get done, but it will just take some time. All right? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your support. So as you can see here, I've got some positions that are in the green. I could sell all of these and make some money. I could pay off margin. I could relieve capital just by selling these if I chose to do so. All of these are in the green, looking very nice indeed. Now, if you don't have lots, you do, you just don't see them. What you need to do is take note of your trades, write them down so you understand fully what you're actually selling. Because if you don't have the choice to pick your lots, and most often you do, even if you don't, because you can email the brokerage and say, I want to sell these shares that I sold on this day for this price, and so on and so forth. You can say that. But if you don't want to do that, because that takes effort, then that's up to you. But what you can do is you can write down your trades. Very important to write down your trades or understand your history in your account. So the general rule of thumb is first in, first out. Okay? Now that works when the markets are going up. If assuming you want to sell from the bottom, I prefer to sell from the top. That way, the least tax and build a position from the bottom. That's actually what I do. Oh, another super chat. Thank you very much indeed. A big thank you. That's very kind. Thank you very much.
At NO1 Lee 1 PJ tipped 158 Hong Kong dollars through Super Chat. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you very much indeed. I'll write it down and it'll be on the list. That's very kind of you. Thank you. So what you need to do is write things down and understand your FIFO rule. First in, first out. So if you buy 10 shares and then you sell 10 shares, tick them off the list so that you always know what you're selling. You might not want to always sell certain stocks at certain times, but if you're just randomly going sell, you don't know what you're selling at the right price. All right, it's important to understand that. So even though my overall position is down, it was down nearly 4% because I was buying on the way down on Coca-Cola, and now I'm down 0.5 or whatever it is. So you can see a massive turnaround, and I've got I've got nearly $1 million in Coca-Cola now, so it moves a lot very, very quickly. So I'm trying to explain to you when you look at it and you go, but Martyn, it doesn't look that great. You're down 0.5% on Coca-Cola. It's absolutely nothing. There's plenty of Coca-Cola lots in the green, which I could sell today, but I'm not going to. Not even close. Then we move on to VUG. We talked about the S&P. VUG is the S&P 500 on steroids. It's the tech at the top. All right. I like it. There's a time to do that. Now, this is my rotation trade when I individually buy Google and Nvidia, because Google and Nvidia occupies somewhere in the region. I think it's either 13 or 23. I always forget. I think it might be 23. But anyway, a percent off that index. So in other words, you can't do a rotation. You can't do a tax trade, a tax loss harvest on a stock unless you wait 30 days. It's called the wash rule. But what you can do, you can be in Google, be in Nvidia, see it go down now, right? And you can sell it right now for a tax loss. And you might go, well, I don't want to sell for a loss. Yeah, you do. Big money does it all the time. I do it all the time. What you then do is buy back VUG. You've essentially, not exactly, of course, but you've essentially bought back Google and Nvidia. But now you've posted a tax loss to go against your future gains. If all this sounds a little bit confusing, we teach it every day on Discord. We only allow 2 people in a day. We do interview you. We only want the best people to join us. And you might say, well, why is your services only a couple of bucks? Because I don't value the subscriptions. I don't value the money you pay me. I value you. I'm trying to build the best community in the world, and I've done that, and that's why I'm always winning, because I'm surrounded by the best people. Everyone I speak to, everybody that's on my Discord provides me information, so I always win. That's why I give away my services for the minimum cost. I could charge a lot more. There are traders who charge $1,000 for their Discord services, use AI and bots. They get it wrong. They don't beat the market. They're absolutely rubbish. I beat everybody on the market, and I'd give it away for a couple of bucks. And the reason is because I make money doing it. I don't need you to pay me a high subscription. I make money doing it, and I want to help people. But I'm not going to give it away to 1,000 people every day, right? We only want the best people coming in. All right, so there we go. Now you can see the S&P is turning red, redder actually. VUG, all of it is going down and down and down. And Coca-Cola is going up and up and up this morning. All right, so there we go. Let me now come back to live Q&A. I want to come back to some questions and answers. So we got 20 minutes before the bell goes. Now, there's lots of people I know who are stressed. Lots of people who are worried right now, thinking they're going to lose all their money. And I've had lots of messages throughout the night. I can't, and I don't reply to emails. I don't reply to texts, phone calls. You can't send me messages on Instagram or X or anything like that. The only people who I speak to are my YouTube members who comment on videos. You have to be a member, and I reply personally. No AI, no bots, no PA, no secretary. It's me. I reply to all of you. Or I reply to you on my stage events for my Discordians. And, of course, my Insta Lucas aids as well during my stage events on Instagram. That's it. So if you want to be part of it, that's how you can get in touch. But let's now move to members only, just for a moment, so I can answer everyone's questions. Lots of people are concerned. How low is SpaceX going to go? When is the NASDAQ going to crash? These are the questions I'm getting from a lot of people. What should I do? And all the rest of it. So let me try and answer as many people as possible. No one gets left behind. All my members get answered, every single one. Not one member ever goes unanswered. Not one. So we are now in members only mode on both services, which is the the phone service, the vertical service, and the TV widescreen version. All right, you all tap the like button. You're very, very quiet this morning. I don't know what's going on. Everyone a bit sad. I don't know, or if you're in Coca-Cola, all my members are, I believe. You should be ecstatic. Anyway, click subscribe if you've not done so. So let me now, first of all, I need to write down that request. So I had a request, and it was for, hey, Martyn, I'm back in a while. Can you do a stock review? SPRO, especially after FDA approval. If SPRO can be a defensive as well in the market. SPRO. Right. Let me just write this down. Let me make sure I've got the right one. SPRO. Let me just make sure. Is this the correct stock? So no one, if you could just come back to me and confirm, is this the stock you were referring to? As I say, it will go on the list at the bottom, I'm afraid, but nevertheless, I just want to be sure, is this the correct stock? No one, if you could do that for me now, I can add that there. So if you could just confirm to me, SPRO, please. Yes, that's right. Okay, great. SPRO, $10. It's down there. Sparrow. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Let's now go to comments and questions. A quick sip of tea. Right. Okay, let's now go to comments and questions. Members only. So here we go. We're starting off with Joe. Martyn, Amazon's historical PE versus PE now. Very interesting. Is that a question or a statement? Amazon's historical PE versus PE now. Very interesting. I don't know, is it a question or a comment, Joe? How was your breakfast? How was my breakfast? I actually haven't had any breakfast this morning. I've been too busy. I have a Coca-Cola token and it up. A Coca-Cola token? What is that? I've never heard of a Coca-Cola token. I certainly wouldn't own a Coca-Cola token. I've no idea what that is. I've never heard of it. It's not something that Coca-Cola would support. I can guarantee you that. I don't know. Someone's just randomly made one up, have they? I don't know what that is. I wouldn't be in a crypto called Coca-Cola. I talked to Coca-Cola, not directly, through an affiliate, and I've never heard of a Coca-Cola token. So anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is. I just emailed my brokerage. Thank you, Martyn. Oh, wonderful stuff. There you go. Fox News stock tanking again. Fox News stock tanking again. Okay, thank you. I've been on vacation last week. Lovely to have you back, Songs for Space. Yes, that's right. I've got the right ticker. Great. Remember, you only lose if you sell. It goes back up. Not always. Not always. So, Joey, not everything goes up. This is a bit of a fallacy, actually. I'm going to prove this to you. A lot of people will say to you that stay in the market. It'll always go up, and you'll always make money if you just stay in. That's actually in fact, I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to make a video out of it for you. All right, I'm going to make a video out of that. Okay, so let's do this. One of the most important questions or comments that I get put to me, which is completely wrong. And I'm going to explain why. This morning, I was given this comment in my live show. Remember, you only lose if you sell. It will go back up. Now, this is something I actually fell out with recently. Some friends of mine who believe in paying someone else to tell them to basically buy the S&P 500. Multimillionaires who think they're really smart because they're making lots of money because a financial advisor will tell them to just buy the dip, stay in, and pay me $1,000 a month for me essentially to say buy the S&P 500. And over time they'll tell you it's amazing, I'm rich. And I turn around to them and say, no, it's not amazing at all. What's amazing is you held down a job for 30, 40 years. That was what was amazing. And you earned money and chose to invest it rather than spend it. The fact is, paying your money to a financial advisor and basically buying the S&P, because that's essentially what most financial advisors actually do, you've actually lost money because you could have doubled your money if you'd bought wisely over the period and didn't pay them a commission. Because the fallacy of don't worry, it'll always go up is utter nonsense. And I'm going to explain to you why this comment actually isn't true. Everyone will tell you if you remain in the market and just hold, you're always going to go up. It always bounces back. Well, first of all, about 80% of the Russell in 10 years' time will be bankrupt. That's the way it works. And stocks on the S&P that are great businesses today always throw out the rubbish at the end every 6 to 12 months. They're not always there. Stocks get thrown out all the time at the bottom of the pile. Very important. And when you talk about stocks always go up, well, they don't always go up at all. In fact, that very rarely happens if you look at statistically across all stocks. Yes, a few do. The Mag 7 tend to. But if you look at all stocks as a big basket, actually more fail than succeed. You just don't hear about it. You're always focusing on the winners. And let me tell you why stocks seem to always go up if you just stay in. It's a silly thing to say, but it's something that people can tell you because it keeps you either in the market, which benefits them, a brokerage, or keeps you with a financial advisor. That benefits them as well. Let me tell you what actually happens. When you buy a great business, and if it is a great business, and I'll use Coca-Cola as an example, that literally makes money all the time, consistently over time, that's worth owning. Because you actually own a business that makes money. The stock price is irrelevant. It means absolutely nothing. People pump it, dump it, rotate in out of it, take profit to buy something else. That's not important. You own a business that makes money, which means you will be rewarded. You can't not be rewarded unless the management are going to steal all the money and not pay it out to shareholders. It really can't fail. However, if you've got a business that's basically going sideways, not making any more money, making some money, but not really growing, not doing that much, it still goes up. Why does it go up? Because inflation and money is devalued. This is why you always stay in the market, not because it goes up. That's a simple way of putting it. You stay in the market because money gets devalued. That is the correct way of saying it. And what does that actually mean? Well, if you keep your money in the bank, all right, every year, 3 or 4% disappears with inflation. Your money is worth less. You put $100 in the bank, end of the year, you've got 96. It's as simple as that. You've got less money. You've still got $100, but it's worth 96. What's important is your buying power, not the number. Now you might see where I'm going with this. Whereas if you put your money in a business that even just stands still, the stock price will go up because money is devalued. So with inflation, the stock price goes up. You don't hold cash, you own assets. You own appreciating assets. Even if they go sideways, they go up because money is devalued, so the stock price goes up. So when you say it's always going to go up, when your granddad says, oh, just buy the dip, always buy the dip, it always comes back, it always goes up. It doesn't. Most businesses actually fail. A good percentage of the Russell won't be around in 10 years. Most businesses that start up and go public fail. You talk about the big ones, the ones you see every day, they seem to do okay, but you forget about the thousands every day that go bust. Stocks don't always go up. They don't always come back. Most actually don't. And the reason why the ones that do, it's not because of performance necessarily. It's because of inflation and your money being devalued. This isn't an opinion. This isn't up for debate. This is a fact. And I'm leaving that with you. So to go back to this question here, if you only lose if you sell, it will go back up. No, it won't. It doesn't always go back up, and understand why it does in the first place. If you do understand that, then you're more likely to win consistently. So there you go. That is the fallacy of it'll always go up, buy the dip, and you'll always make money. It simply isn't the case. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. I'm not going anywhere. If you're watching live, stay with me. I made this live over in here, and over here I'll put something else that might be of use to you to explain more. All right, that's it from me. Stay where you are. Take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, I like getting questions like that. Raising rates going to be long ride down. Yes, drinking a Coke Zero for breakfast. Trade desk also getting hammered. Great info as always. S&P down 1.5%. Love it. Freaking love this channel. Honestly, family, laughter, knowledge, and always making money. And is that Netflix, Amazon, Microsoft, extremely cheap historically. I don't agree with that. Only thing that matters is rates. It's comical. I don't agree with that either. I don't think rates is the whole thing. No. Everyone is focused on rates, saying if the rates come down, it's all going to be great. Trump said if the rates come down, all we want is it going to be great. Well, he put Kevin Walsh in, and Kevin Walsh went, I still can't cut the rates. In fact, I'm going to put them up because inflation's going up. Your war in Iran was completely pointless, solved nothing, increased the national debt of the United States, increased the prices of everything. Inflation's going up, and even if we get a deal, which we still don't have and won't have for another 60 days, inflation is already baked in. The Straits of Hormuz will never be the same again. America has given billions of dollars away to Iran, even though the government keeps saying they haven't. They have. I've got the evidence. I've studied it. I've shared it with you. They have, and it's not good for the economy. Absolutely rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Oi, oi, says Dalish. Talking about quality stocks like Coca-Cola, we're in right now. It's down, but we know it's going back up. Oh, I see. You want to add that. Yeah, but I wanted to be clear and give full clarity to that. Netflix, great buy right now. No, I wouldn't touch Netflix if it was the last stock in the world. 10 minutes. It's now 7 minutes, Liz. Nice, Mark Chapper. Trump, new tweet. What did he say this time? Let's have a look. Let's go to Truth Social. What has Donald Trump just said a few moments ago? Let's have a look. Vote for Andy Biggs. Okay. He's a great president. Okay. You don't mean that one, do you? Or do you? Right, do you know Andy Biggs? 1 hour ago, 19 million barrels of oil flowed out of the Straits of Hormuz yesterday, an all-time record. Oil prices are tumbling and the world is a much safer place. President Donald Trump. That's not really accurate at all, but we'll let him have it. Yes, this is what President Trump just said. He just said 19 million barrels of oil flowed out of the Hormuz Strait yesterday. That's not entirely accurate. An all-time record. Oil prices are tumbling down and the world is a much safer place. I don't agree with any of that. And remember, this is not a political channel. This is a financial channel. We're here to make money, not to just say whatever someone says is great just because we love them or we don't like them or whatever. Really isn't of any interest to me. I'm interested in just winning, and that's what we do. Let's have a quick look on the global markets. Donald Trump just said that oil is tumbling. Let's have a quick look at it. It is $73 a barrel. Yes, it has come down dramatically, but it looks a little bit precarious right now. Let's have a look. Yes, it has fallen 2% on the week. That is correct. We are down 20% on the month. That is also correct. So this is correct that oil is down. No doubt about it. You can't really deny it. The numbers are there. But to say everything is fine in the Straits of Hormuz, they are not. They are far from fine. And I have said it's very possible that oil could go back up to $150 a barrel. Will that happen? I don't know. All we need is Iran to say there's issues in the Straits and no one is going to go through again. All right. Anyway, that's where we stand right now. Oil is falling. This is true. But to say everything is over and everything is booming is not. The global markets are all selling off today. This is why this is happening, is because now inflation is baked in. The damage has been done. This is where I disagree with Donald Trump. Donald Trump thinks you can raise the rates 1 minute and drop them the next. He's literally gone on the record saying that. It's not how it works. Not one economist on planet Earth agrees with that. Not one. It takes up to 18 months to 2 years for rates to fully be impacted in the market. It's a lagging indicator. It takes time for it to be felt. That's why when they raise rates, they like to go several months, sometimes 6 months, to see what happens before they increase or drop further. You can't just raise the rates today and drop them tomorrow. It's not how the economy works. And all economists all around the world know that. I don't know why Trump thinks you can raise them 1 minute and down the next. I know in Trump's mind, he can start wars, end wars, do a deal, off a deal, on a deal, off a deal every 5 seconds. But the global market doesn't work that way. And remember, when I say this, Donald Trump isn't that great a businessman. He's gone bankrupt at least 6 times. So understand that. That's important. Not personally, but his businesses. All right, his businesses. He's got his many businesses have gone bankrupt. It's not that great. And one of the most famous incidents was a New York property he sold. The company bought it off him and sold it back for double the price just to take the piss, basically. So when you take financial advice from Donald Trump, remember he's doing inside trades all the time. He's been trading. I think he's been trading 7 times an hour or something I forget the number now, ever since he's been in power. Not him personally, his team. And he's been making a lot of money out of the stock market this last few months, last year or so. And there you go. Anyway, make of it as you will. So let's get ready. We are 3 minutes to go before the bell goes. And let's see how it all pans out. I'm excited. This could be $100,000 day today. I said it was possible yesterday. I also said, don't think it's going to happen today, but it's possible. It could easily happen today, but it won't, of course, because I'll be taking profits along the way. I will not be trying to sell the top. My focus was buy the bottom. That's what I'll be doing. Oh, we got a super. Oh, here's the person that I mentioned on X. This person on X said they were going to sell.
Singh WN6 and he tipped $5 through Super Chat. It is interesting when you say market pullback by October. If one follows the 4-year cycle for crypto, then it predicts BTC bottom by October 2026.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you, Martyn. This was the gentleman I spoke about who said he was going to sell, and thank you for the super chat, by the way. It supports the channel. Thank you. This was the gentleman on X who follows me on X who said I was just about to sell because of the crypto pump and I was unsure about Coca-Cola, but I remembered your conviction. I quote, that's what he said. So I'm sure he's quite happy today that he didn't do that. But crypto was never pumping. Up 2.5–3% isn't a pump on crypto. Remember, it's already leveraged. So people are already pumping it like, 5x, 10x. Some people do 100x, which is just absolute lunacy. But anyway, that's what people do. But anyway, thank you very much for your thought. And I didn't know anything about that. I just talk to the banks, institutions. I do my own analysis, and I talk to Ripple, Robinhood, and so on. And that's interesting you say that. Anyway, let's get ready for the markets to open. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Let's see how it all pans out today. 30 seconds to go. Here we go. Stand by. It's going to be an explosive morning. That's very kind of you. Right.
At Diesel_Ada tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. They don't call Martyn the legend for nothing.
Here we go. 10 seconds before the market opens. Let's get ready to rock and roll on the markets this morning. Here we go in just 3, 2, 1, go. The bell has gone. We're off to the races. We're up $13,500. This could be another massive day. We're beating the market again, always. 3 years in a row we've beaten the market. Consistently 3 to 4x. No options, no shorts, no guessing, no gambling. Just 1 + 1 always equals 2, and we're always winning. And it's not hard to do at all. Let's go through our portfolio this morning. So here we go. We're up, as I say, $13,500. Looking very nice. It could be 100 grand today. The S&P is on its way down now and gaining speed. We could be down 40%. A full crash looks likely, but we'll see. But it's not yet. It's going to probably come in September, October. But anyway, the S&P on the way down. The Nasdaq is being pummeled and destroyed because of SpaceX. But don't worry, Elon Musk is a trillionaire. He took everyone's money. Why anyone celebrates that, I have no idea whatsoever. Virgin Galactic is on the brink of bankruptcy. I said to you, if it hit $3, 90% chance of bankruptcy. It's all or nothing. Well, look at that. It bounced exactly off $3. How did Martyn know that exact number? Well, I speak to, and I have spoken to, Virgin Galactic. I've got a good measure of the management. I know how they act. I know what they're in for. They're in it for themselves. That's it. Be careful. It's now boom or bust. Absolutely nothing in between, with an 80 to 90% chance that Virgin Galactic will go bust. Then we got SpaceX. SpaceX was the biggest con in the history of the stock market. Literally, all the big influencers, everybody associated with this told you it's the greatest meme stock in the world. It's going to $1,000. Within hours of all the big guns saying that, it crashed down. Nearly everybody now who bought this lost money. But don't worry, it all went to Elon Musk. Look at that, for the worst chart in history. Look at it, folks. Look at that. One of the worst IPOs in history. The moment it went live, Elon says, I'm going to raise money and take it all. And he did. And now it's going down. It could go down to $50. Be careful. There's no value in SpaceX other than $50. Palantir, why it's up today, God only knows why. Elliot's Carp keeps selling it, the CEO, from underneath you. Gold, what a hedge. What hedge? Doesn't do anything. I don't know why anyone buys it. Pointless. There it is. Gold is down 1.69 today. I don't believe in hedges. I don't believe in stop losses. I don't want to sell when it's down. I want to buy more when it's down. And I don't need protection. Protection from what? 1 + 1 equals 2. Just do the maths. Amazon going down. Apple soon to be down. Enphase Energy going to $100. Coca-Cola up today. Everything's pulling back on the bell a little bit. People taking profit. Why on earth you'd sell this now to buy SpaceX? You must be off your head. But people will. People will. I'm not selling any of it. J&J, another defensive stock, going up today. Love it. This is the stock that Jim Cramer said would go bankrupt. I said utter nonsense. It was an all-out made-up fallacy. Rubbish. Chevron oil up today, despite oil falling. Why? Because it soon might go back up again. That's why everyone knows it. Tesla Tesla is in serious trouble now because there's a takeover coming for Tesla from SpaceX. SpaceX have just raised tons more debt. That makes Tesla worth about $80. Be careful. This could go down a long, long way from here. McDonald's, a defensive play. Up today, but remember, not all defensive plays are equal. Google. Well, I say it every day now for the last 2 weeks. Greg Abel is not Warren Buffett. No, he's not. Cannot believe he did what he did. Warren Buffett did it great. He bought it when it was much, much cheaper. Greg Abel thought, I'll buy AI. I like Google. But look what's happened now. And yesterday, I think we saw a drop of 6%. It could go a lot lower before it returns. Microsoft is simply too expensive. Meta, I can see it going to $800, but not in these conditions. Nvidia. Now, Nvidia is getting very, very exciting. I would like to buy some. I will be buying some, but not yet. I like it. Walmart, a defensive play, only for $100 though. Tilray Brands, no value whatsoever. Robinhood, why everyone paid this, I don't know. And when I ask people on social media, why are you paying so much for Robinhood? And they say, well, it's cheap. And I go, why? It used to be 120. I hang up the phone. I haven't got time to talk to people who value stocks like that. The moment you do that, I'm not going to spend another second talking to you because you're talking rubbish. It's not cheap because it was 120. What a stupid way of analysing stocks. That is ridiculous. I like it, but not at this price. Vertical Aerospace, down. Joby Aviation, down. Archer Aviation, down. Taiwan Semiconductor. We like to look at the semis. It was added recently. One of our members gave a $20 super chat to add it to the rundown for the morning show. Thank you very much indeed for supporting the channel. Taiwan Semiconductor down 5.61 today. Let's look at crypto. Well, everybody told you it was rallying. Once again, Michael Saylor and Tom Lee, the worst traders in the history of the world, always buy at the wrong time, always get it wrong. Their predictions are completely and utter nonsense. They're no more than salesmen, and they're not even good salesmen, because a good salesman, a really good salesman, tells you what you don't need. You don't need this. It's not about selling anything. It's about selling the next thing. And I understand that. If I was a salesman and I was trying to sell you a car, I would say, you don't need this car. You come back next year. And you know what happened? The person will come back and they'll buy their next car from me. Honesty always works. Don't try and sell people stuff. Help them. And I'm afraid Michael Saylor and Tom Lee are not there to help you. They are the worst kind of car salesman, and they're rubbish at it. They're not even any good at it. They can't even get you to buy it, let alone consider helping you. There's none of that there. XRP. Now, XRP is interesting because I actually speak to Ripple, and the CFO at Ripple thinks it's not going past $3. But yet, influencers who know absolutely nothing, how they influence anybody is beyond comprehension, said it was going to be $100 by New Year's Eve. Utter nonsense. And now it's $1.10. I can see this going down to 80 cents. Will I buy some more? Yes, I will. Absolutely. But not yet. Not yet. There's much more pain to come. Ethereum, Tom Lee goes on CNBC, gets paid thousands of dollars to go on CNBC and basically tell you every 5 minutes XRP and Bitcoin's going to hit a new target, and then it doesn't, then it doesn't, then it doesn't, then it doesn't. Am I on loop? Well, yeah, I am. And on his lapel, he's got granny shots and he's got Ethereum. He's a salesman. And the whole approach with the floppy hair and the glasses and the softly spoken tone, looking down the lens of his glasses down through his nose, is all choreographed. I know. I've been on TV loads of times. I've done interviews with Bloomberg TV. I know how it works. It's all entertainment. It's utter nonsense. But people believe it. They buy into it. They lose their money. Anyway, there is the rundown for this morning. Now, people, of course, have taken profit out of Coca-Cola this morning. My position, no surprise whatsoever. Why wouldn't you? Because it's the piggy bank of the stock market. It's how it works. Always. Let me just break that down and explain to you exactly why that's happened. The rotation started last night. At 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, I told you there would be a major rotation. I didn't have it confirmed this time, but I said on my closing bell show yesterday, it was very likely. And it happened. And it did. Banks and institutions sold. What's happening this morning is stupid retail is selling too early. Because already institutions and banks have sold tech, they've sold crypto, and they've moved heavily into defensive positions. This morning, retail wakes up and goes, hey, look at this. I can buy SpaceX. It's really cheap now. It's really cheap. My defensive position has gone up. I'm going to sell some and I'm going to buy SpaceX. So they did. Am I selling to you? No way. I'm not doing that because I know where the market's going. A small little profit this morning is nothing. And I like to say this, be a king sat at the table. Don't be the rat scrambling around underneath the table. If you are a retail investor this morning making a small profit on Coca-Cola and you're running around to buy SpaceX, you're losing twice. You're losing because the defensive is where you need to be. That's where the big money has just gone. So why you would sell, I've no idea, but that's what people do. And then so that you've lost out on what's coming next. Then you decided to buy SpaceX because you think it's cheap because it was $229 a few days ago. So, hey, it's got to be cheap. No, you've not even seen the dilution yet from Elon Musk. There's billions and billions of dilution to come. And then there's the collapse of Tesla when it goes to $80 because of the takeover. There is so much bad news on SpaceX at the moment from a valuation standpoint. Not the technology, not Starlink. Starlink's a great business. And there are other parts of SpaceX that could be good, but too much emphasis is being put on landing on Mars and building cities and God knows what else, way ahead into the future. And it's all nonsense because there's competition now piling up, realizing there's free money to be made because retail will pile in at any valuation and you're walking straight into it. So by selling Coca-Cola this morning, you're missing your right for something better. And then you're moving your money into SpaceX because you think that's the place to go. And SpaceX, look at that. SpaceX is going lower and lower. Now you're going to lose even more money over and over again. And now you're going to get leverage in the system. Now you're going to get people thinking, well, it's getting so cheap now, I need to use margin and I need to go 5x, 10x. Let's do options. Let's go crazy. That will drive it down even more because the big money hasn't even started selling yet. You think this is a crash. Remember Rivian. Rivian went to 170. It was supposed to be the greatest IPO in history, and it was at the time. Now it's been obviously obliterated by SpaceX. But at the time, it was this amazing thing. What happened? It went to $170. And where is Rivian today? Well, maybe we'll type it in and have a look. RIVN. Look at Rivian today. A staggering $15. It might not even survive. Imagine if you'd paid 170. Well, spoiler alert, you're never going to get your money back in a million years. You'll be sat at 170 for a million years. Even with inflation, even with any kind of growth, you can't get back there because now we've got what it's worth. In fact, it's actually worth $9, all right? But there it is. So that just shows you what could be, not necessarily what could be in store for SpaceX. So be careful if you think any price is great because it was once 229. It was 229 because crazy people went crazy and lemmings jumped off a cliff. Is that the way you analyze stock? I hope not. I don't do that. But anyway, if we go back to my position, we had a little sell-off. Well, we had quite a bit of a sell-off this morning. I was up 13, 14 grand. I'm now only up 6 grand. But look, it's starting to get bought back again. Institutions will have another little nibble, but mainly retail. From my understanding, institutions and banks have a good size of this now, and they are ready. They're well positioned. This is now retail playing silly buggers. So let everybody start to realize, actually, SpaceX wasn't a good idea. It's still going down. Maybe I'll get back out of that and jump back in like that. And all of a sudden, it'll all stabilize and we'll see Coca-Cola reset itself to $90, which is where it should have been months ago. And when that happens, I should have probably about $1.5 million. So, and consider I started with 5,000, that would not be a bad position. Anyway, there is the rundown for the day. Let's go back now and do some more Q&A. We are in members only mode. We will go to subscribers in a second. I want to make sure I've answered everyone's comments. So Netflix is the blockbuster. I wouldn't buy Netflix if it was the last stock in the world. Where to find this video later that you just made? Petra Menorca. Okay, so when I make videos, I post them later onto the channel, and you'll go to the top of the channel and it says videos. And you search by latest and they'll be there. They also, of course, premiere, so you'll be notified. I also share it on all my social media whenever I create a video. So Discord, Instagram, X, Facebook, everywhere. But it also, if you've rung the bell and click notification, you'll be notified anyway. Or just look on videos and you'll see the upcoming premiere. It's always there. Bloody hell is right. Well, folks, it's just 3 days to go for our 5th birthday of the channel. We started 5 years ago this Saturday, but of course, Saturday, we're not here. We can't celebrate. So we're celebrating the 5th birthday on Friday. And what we're going to do is give so much away. As you know, a few days ago, is it 2 weeks ago now? 2 weeks ago, we launched the new service for season 6. We've now got a personal, away from the main channel, away from Discord and YouTube, the stocks and the shares. We have a personal life as well. We go on walks. We talk about tea on Thursday, whiskey Wednesdays. We watch the football together. We have little flutters and we have some fun predicting the scores and all the rest of it. That's on Instagram. That got launched 2 weeks ago. And thank you ever so much, everybody who's followed me there. Well, I'm literally exploding on Instagram. I had just 1,000 followers just a few months ago, and now I'm up to approaching 10,000 in a couple of weeks' time. It's gone absolutely incredible. I cannot believe how Instagram has exploded. It's even faster than the growth we had on YouTube. It just blows my mind. I mean, I've got videos that have done 40, 50,000 views, exclusive content. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, please do. If you want to join the Insta Lucasade, it's 99 cents. And again, people often ask me now, why are my services so inexpensive? Is it because they're rubbish? No, it's I like to help people because I don't value the subscription. I value you. I value you as the member. I'm trying to find the best audiences. I want the best people to join me in the private zone of Instagram. Oh, we got a new member.
Dave Meadows 343 has become a member.
Oh, Dave Meadows just become a member. Oh wow, we got two here. Oh no, Dave Meadows twice. Not quite sure how that worked. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, Dave. 2 months now. Congratulations. Welcome to the Lucasades. But on this Friday, very, very exciting. We're bringing out for you something exciting. I'm not gonna share it on the screen just yet. But it's nearly there. It's nearly there. It's welcome to Martyn's Village Market. I wanted to thank Petra Menorca for this suggestion. And you'll learn more about it on Friday on the birthday. It's going to be very, very exciting. We're giving lots of stuff away. I have done and negotiated deals with wholesalers to bring products and services to support the Discordians, the YouTube members, and the Interlucasades. Think of me like Costco. All right, Costco has a membership. And that's all of you. You're already members. Either you're an Instagram member or a Discordian or a YouTube member. All right, all that great stuff. Costco doesn't make any money, hardly any money at all, on the items it sells in the shops. That's why is cheaper than anyone else. It makes money with its memberships. And my memberships don't even make money. What I do is I make money out of doing the job, which is investing. So I've created a community of the best people. For my success, as in not growing a channel, it's not about that. It's about winning. Because if you win in doing what you do, people will follow you. It's not how do I grow the YouTube channel. It's how do I learn from the best people and win on the stock market. Because if I win doing what I'm doing, you're going to follow me. I don't need to try to grow the channel, do I? I don't need to sell you stuff. You'll all want to become members because it's a winning experience, right? So in return for that, I have negotiated the best prices and the best deals for products and services, which I'm going to bring to Martyn's village, because it is the village market. And you'll be able to buy souvenirs, to be part of the group. So it's not I'm trying to sell you stuff, because I'm virtually giving it to you. I've got really good deals that I've negotiated so I can bring you the best products, the best deliveries, package the best, made in your country, and the best prices. And all of my members will subsidize the non-members. All right? So if you are a member, okay, you're going to get the best deals on my merchandise. Things like hats, T-shirts, pens, books, glasses, mugs, all kinds of stuff. But it's not about selling you stuff. It's about you're in a community and I'm pricing it so everybody will have a T-shirt. Everybody will have a mug. And then once you get that, you then send in the pictures, and the pictures will be on the marketplace. You will see all of you on the marketplace. It's about everyone being together. It's about being part of a club. It's about being a Lucozade or a Discordian. It's not about selling you stuff. I make money from doing this job, as in investing. The rest is given to members, and the non-members will be paying the normal price, but even those will be getting a good deal, but the members will be getting things at a great deal, always. Anyway, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough this morning, I'm a bit hoarse. Anyway, bloody hell, says Diesel. Are eggs down right now? Oh my God. I believe Trump is pumping quantum stocks right now. I wouldn't be buying quantum stocks at all. It's ridiculous. Trump's definitely no Roosevelt, says John. No, no on Discord, on Prime Chat. Marciello, put in the tweet. I'm not sure what that means. Sasha, hello guys. Hi Sasha. I heard Donald Trump is a Lucozade. Is he? Americans use 20 million barrels per day, so 90 million doesn't even cover a day. There you go, 1970 Buckley. I didn't go into the numbers, but I said it's ridiculous. And 1970 Buckley has just told you. There it is. It's all ridiculous, the whole bloody thing. It's just like, I mean, it's like I can say anything because stupid people will just agree with anything. Whatever tweet I put out, anyone will believe anything. And that's what's happened. Anyone remember Trump's tweets or Trump vodka? If not, you should go Trump University. Oh, wait. Yeah, that went bankrupt as well. Yeah, it's over and over again. So let's have a look. Where are we? Trump prone. Trump phone, sorry, not made in the USA. 6 out of 500 subsidiaries and ventures, not a bad percentage. 6 out of 500 plus subsidiaries and ventures, not a bad percentage. Those figures aren't even close, Slim. Not even close. Yes, let's get ready. The bell's gone. Goat, that's very kind of you. Everyone go out and buy a McArch. I don't know what that means. They're buying Robinhood because of the gambling. Michael Saylor. You mean Michael Saylor? I'm not sure. I know what you mean. Trump did his wonder again. Hey, Martyn, how much to add a stock to the rundown? Well, to be honest with you, I need to make it more expensive because we're getting too many. So it's normally 20. If you do a $50 super chat, I will add one. That's it. I can't do it for 20 because there are too many. All right. It goes over the time and I can't even see them on the screen. So I'm going to make it very exclusive. If you want a ticker added, it's $50. And once it's on, it stays there. But $50, I will add one today. That's it. And it stays there. It will be in the rundown every day. I'm not doing it for 20 because there are too many. All right. So what do they call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Was it set demand, price on demand, or what's it called? There's a phrase. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, so yeah, it's $50 if you want one added now because I just cannot add any more. Yes, very true. Thank you for your support and update. Is it in your box on Discord? I haven't got a clue what Liz is saying to me right now. QBTS is up 8.5. Stop larking around or playing silly buggers. Following Martyn will result in success when you take the emotion out of it. Thanks, Martyn. Thank you, Petra, for a great suggestion. This Friday music concert is going to be epic. Yeah, this Friday we're back. Hello, Martyn. Do you think that it's interesting to use margin with a $10,000 portfolio? If not, when do you think it starts to be interesting? Okay, well, first of all, I'm not going to tell you to use margin because I don't tell anyone to do anything. Are you a member of Discord? Because at 10 o'clock today, 1 hour and 5 minutes, we can go into it in much more detail. You can share me your portfolio on the screen. You can call in. We can have a proper conversation, one-on-one. We can really talk together on the screen. I'd rather do that there than suggest it here because it's a very complex subject and I wouldn't serve you properly just by giving you a quick answer here. I think I would need to talk to you properly. Are you on Discord? I'm sure you are. But if you are, join me there in 1 hour and 4 minutes from now and we'll go into it in much more detail. But it doesn't really matter what size of portfolio you are. It makes the difference. Don't ever belittle a tool because you've only got X amount. Because I often get people say to me, Martyn, I've only got $10. Is it worth investing? Yes. If I gave you a penny and it doubled every day for 30 days, you'd have over $1 million. So it's very important to be invested. I started with 5 grand and now I've got nearly $1 million. So it's very, very important to actually be involved no matter how small you are. So it's the same for margin. Don't belittle any tool or strategy because you've only got X amount of money. That X amount of money, I mean, I can't even believe I'm at nearly $1 million. It blows me away, but there we are. Join me on Discord. We'll go into more detail. Let's carry on. Nice Friday, Mark Chapper. Do I buy now in the village market? No, not yet. Not yet. You can, of course, but I wouldn't suggest it yet. That's all I can say. Fafo. Potato. First, you have to find the village idiot in the village and then try to educate them. Has anyone requested a stock review of Marvel? MRVL. No, they haven't, says Chris. I'm not taking any reviews. So if you want to do a stock review and you want it to go on the list, you've got to do a $20 super chat if you now want it on the list. All right? Because I'm not taking any. So if you want to do it, it's $20 if you want to add it on the list. All right? Whatever Trump pumps, I sell, says Dinos. Could you imagine Jim Cramer as a World Cup announcement broadcaster? He would have a seizure saying gold. Nice one. Can we swap out Tilray brands for anything else? No, Tilray brands is staying there for now. I will add one more. But as I said, it will be $50. Okay, thanks. I will consider it. Okay, you're welcome. That's the word, supply and demand. That's what I was trying to say. Coca-Cola sell-off. Not really. Come on, England. Tony Sawyer, live on Instagram later today. I'll be there on Instagram for my Insta Lucasades. In fact, I'll show you exactly how we do this now because people have asked about this. Let me show you. So here we go. Let me show you how this works. So this is what we do. All right, let me go to here. This is Instagram. Now you can see we're nearly 7,000 followers now. We were 1,000 just a few months ago. We're nearly, doesn't really focus, does it? Oh, there we go. Nearly 7,000. Now, if you click the top, just there, see just there, that is the story. Click on the story and you'll see England versus Ghana at 3 p.m. Do it again. There. And you click joined. Click joined. See that there, look? And it takes you to the subscriber channel. All right. There is the subscriber channel. It's 99 cents to be an Instagram, Insta Lucas Aid. I don't want bots and trolls, so little paywall there to give an exclusive club. You can vote in the poll and we'll be watching England live. You have to bring your own telly. This is the live chat. We do polls, questions, you know, constant fun and games with it all. And we've got 2 people have voted so far. I just released this morning when everybody was asleep. Who will win? England so far is in there. And you can leave comments and thoughts and so on and so forth. And we do other things like live streaming private events and tea on Thursday and all that kind of stuff. All right? That's what it's all about. So if you want my personal thoughts, well, we discuss stocks as well, but I don't give you the prices. That's exclusive to YouTube, Electrum, and Discord. All right, so there's no overlapping. This is a personal service away from, you know, the business end of everything. All right, this is what it's all about. Some people like to be part of the very personal stuff away from the main shows. Index is trying to go up. I wouldn't be buying it. Yes, please get rid of Tilray. When you first started investing and were down, how did you climb out of the hole, Martyn? Did you sell for losses? So when you first started investing and you were down, yes. When I first started investing, I did it all wrong. I knew what to do. I've been trading and investing with Barclays Bank since I was 17. Many, many years, 40 odd years. But 40 years, 17. Yeah. 57, that's right. But when I started the YouTube channel, I got all a bit carried away. I called it Martyn Lucas, the Day Trader, not Investor. And I made some mistakes. I bought whatever was sexy, rock and roll and fun and went along with the audience, went along with the hype of it. Remember, my godfather was Kenny Baker, the man inside the robot, R2-D2. So I love space. So to be able to buy a space company with Richard Branson, and I've worked for Richard Branson as well, I got all emotional and I paid $70 for Virgin Galactic, lost $40,000. And in the end, I decided to cut my losses and get out. And it was a good thing I did, because if I hadn't sold and lost money, I would have lost even more money. I'd be nearly at zero today. But I decided to start again and do what I knew was right, not what the audience wanted. We were number one. We still are number one for Virgin Galactic. Everyone was loving it. Oh, let's buy Virgin Galactic. And everyone was buying it together. And if I'd stayed in, I would have been bankrupt now. So I took a loss at 40 grand and went, I've had enough of this. I know how to make money. It's easy. Stop making videos that everybody wants to see. Make videos that you want to see, and people will find you. It won't be trendy. It won't be sexy. It won't be what everybody wants to see at first. But when they start seeing you winning all the time and it's easy to make money, then you'll build a community of winning people, not just people who are guessing and gambling. Even though you can grow a channel doing that, and lots of people do, I don't want to do that. So I sold for a loss, got out, took the loss on the chin and started again. And it was the best thing I ever did. And I'm very, very glad I did that. Otherwise, I would be bankrupt today. But it also enabled me to learn the lessons. YouTube is not a place to sell videos and try to sell a story. I know that's what everybody does. That's why I say I'm not a YouTuber. YouTube is an opportunity to build a global community and do something worthwhile. So do what I do well and focus on doing what you do, not trying to sell it or what does the audience want to see. Then you're a YouTuber, right? Do what you know works. People can see you winning, see what you're providing as a value, and they'll follow you. So you build a community. And when you build a community of winning people, you're surrounded by winners, you win. You win even more because you learn from each other. You're accountable for each other. You don't end up with millions of followers that are idiots, that are all just following you over a cliff. I mean, one of the best examples of that is a guy called Omar. He's got like 2.5 million subscribers. He's a convicted gambler. He goes to Vegas and loses money all the time. And he buys bankrupt businesses and he tells him God told him to. And he's got 2 million people who think he's the greatest investor in the world. He's an absolute bloody moron. And everyone follows him. Who wants to be that person? Well, he does because he's a convicted gambler. He can't help it. And he's got all these idiots following an idiot. Well, how can you be proud of yourself? You're ruining people's lives. You're ruining your own life and dragging everybody along with you. And because everyone's all like, you know, they're all following him because every day he says, God told me to buy Bitcoin today. And they're all like, yeah, I prayed for it as well. I'm doing it as well. And there's all these crazy people just doing crazy stuff and millions of them. And how could you be proud of that? Well, you can't, can you? He makes money and then loses it. He doesn't even make any money. He just keeps losing it all the time. Anyway, so I'm not a YouTuber. I'm simply letting you follow my life. I didn't invite you. You came in of your own free will. You sat here. You joined in. You joined the Lucas Age. You joined the Discordians. And you take part in it. And then we all learn from each other. And that's it. That's what we do. And that way we have a really useful life. We make money, we win, we laugh, we joke, we support each other, and there you go. So Diesel Raider, that's a very long way of explaining it, but there's the answer. Right, okay, I'm going to wrap this up in a second because there's not any real value I can do right now. I want to get into Discord. I've got to set up some members events, some Electrum events. I want to do members only analysis. We've got a lot to do. I've got still work to do on the market, Martyn's Village Market for Friday, the birthday celebration. There's a lot to do. There's not really a great deal to say, to be perfectly honest. Right now is just do nothing. Let everybody run around and try to work it out. All right. I'm not selling anything. I'm not buying anything. I'm enjoying this little pump we've got going on, and I'll be getting ready to sell, but not yet. Let everybody go in and out of SpaceX, think they're making money, then they're not, and then they are, then they're not. And I'm not playing silly buggers like that. Not interested. And remember, those that are doing all these scalp trades over and over again, in a minute they'll lose, but then they've got to pay the tax bill. Then what happens? Then they're in the shit, right? So that's what happens if you just keep guessing, and eventually you're going to owe a lot of money because whether you report it or not is irrelevant. The brokerage reports it, and if you keep buying nonsense and you make money from nonsense, then you owe all that tax, and now you lose on the next trade. Where's the money coming from to pay the tax? So be very careful if you are gambling nonsense and you're overpaying for things, because the shit's going to hit the fan in a minute, and you're going to end up really being in a bit of a hole. Let's just put it that way. All right. So let's set up extra. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Let's set up my event on Discord. All right. So that's the first thing. Event, create an event. Stage channel. It's a pro event, of course, today. And Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days to go. 10 o'clock. Drop that in there. Upload a cover. There is the event. Oh, we got a special guest. What's this?
At Diesel_Ada tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. Thank you for the patient and detailed response, sir.
Oh, you're very welcome, mate. No worries at all. Thank you for your support all the time. One of our top supporters you are, mate. I appreciate it a lot. You really help the channel grow. All the super chats you give actually promote the channel. So more and more, more and more people get to see these videos and these live events by your super chats. That's what it does. Because YouTube make commission. They make a little bit of a tip out of this. So the more people super chat me, it helps me, of course, personally. It's how I earn money. But also it promotes the channel. So more people get to hear of this. Because they share the videos when they make money, right? It's obvious. All right. Right, there is... Oh, bloody hell. I nearly broke it. You did it wrong. That's not what I do, is it? Lucas A chat, there it is. Right, the events for Discord is set. Let me give you a couple of links you might need. So a few things to help you along the way that you might need. If you want to follow me on X, Instagram, I've given you all the information about our personal service there. If you want the newsletter and Discord, there it is. And it's pinned to the top as well. I think it is. There it is. Yeah. If you want free shares, we're giving free shares away. I'm not sponsored by Robinhood, but free shares, Robinhood USA. There is the link there. You can get free shares. I get free shares. You get free shares. Everybody wins. All right. I'm not sponsored by them, but it's nice, right? If you're in the UK, you also get free shares. There's Robinhood UK. All right. Free shares for you, free shares for me. And I'll share with you what I get. If you ask me, tell me, you got some free shares and I'll have a look for you. So there you go. That's that. What we're going to do now is, you know how this works. We're going to move over to the extra channel, replaying today's stream from the beginning. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this stream for those of you that missed the beginning, that you'd like to see it again or for the first time, but with live chat. You want to be part of it with live chat. So I'm going to go into this live stream right now and add it to the extra channel. There it is, the restream event. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to go over to the extra channel and you're going to see me do it so you can understand how this works. Now, Bloomberg, they show you replays from years ago. The same thing over and over again. What I do is I replay what you've just missed, but give you live chat. And this channel will be bigger than the main channel because it goes 24 hours a day to the whole world. So we're trying to grow a global audience. So that's by you just letting it run. Even if you just mute it, it really helps the growth of the network. Live now on Extra. All right, let me pin that to the top. There you go. It'll take that automatically. And if you watch over here, there is the extra channel. And I'm going to go over here to the other part of my studio, and I'm going to take it back to the beginning, refresh that. And it will take you to the beginning of today's show. There it is. Take it to the beginning. You'll see it on the screen now. Give it a couple of seconds. Okay, we're just coming up to the build-up. Coca-Cola is now coming back up. Lots of silly people decided to sell and start buying SpaceX again. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me. But I'm certainly not going to sell my shares cheap right now when I know that's where you want to go. So if you watch that now, look, can you see it? It's about to go to the beginning of this show. There it is. and there'll be the countdown in a second. I'll be on extra. I'll be chatting to people, and you can see Kimberly's normally my first member in there. Let me just go hi. Hi, I'm going to go Kimberly because she's always there. I'll beat her this time. Right there. If I show you there, look, I've just said hello to Kimberly because I know she'll be in there. Whoops. Oh, what the hell? The hell did I do there? Right, there you go. Don't know how I did that. There you go. I've said hello to Kimberly because I know she'll be there in a second. She always is. Right, there you go. There's the extra channel. I'll see you over there and also see you in 45 minutes in Discord for one-on-one support. That person who asked me earlier about margin, this would be hopefully you heard that would be a good time to join me. Then of course I'll see you back for the closing bell this afternoon, and then we'll have of course what's the name of it? Yes, at 3 o'clock, the football, England versus Ghana on Instagram for my Insta Lucasades. That's it from me. Thank you much indeed. See you over there on Extra now or in Discord in 45 minutes. Closing bell, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. And then straight after that, so a 45-minute show. And then we go straight into God Save the King for England v Ghana. Oh, there you go. What did I say? Kimberly would be there first. Look, she's always supporting. And what she's doing by doing that, even if she doesn't want to hear it, she can mute it. She might watch it from the beginning because she missed the beginning, maybe. But there she is. Go and chat to Kimberly. And what she's doing is helping us reach the whole world. This goes 24 hours a day, and we literally do reach the world now. That's it from me. I'll see you there. Thank you, Kimberly. Everybody else, you beat me. I did this time. Yes, you're just saying that. I'll see you on Extra right now or on Discord in 45 minutes, then the closing bell, and then the football. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye for now.